This is the most fantastical shelter I've ever seen. Its shape is incredibly unique. Built with branches and clay, the interior not only has solid wood flooring, but also comes with a cozy and grand fireplace. Even the shelter's nostrils are designed to blow smoke, and its eyes are even inlaid with glass. The beastly fangs are incredibly fearsome. Even a black bear would shake its head and walk away. Brother 4 doesn't follow the beaten path. Venturing into the woods amid the bleak autumn wind, he arrived deep in a primeval forest. Because the scenery here was so magnificent, Brother 4 decided to stop and prepared to build a home in this place. He gathered some small saplings nearby, sharpened one end, and quickly hammered them into the ground. This way, he could use the center point as a reference to outline the shelter's perimeter. Then, he struck hard with his axe. Luckily, the soil here was quite soft, so digging didn't take much effort. The excavated vegetation wasn't wasted either. Setting it aside, it could be used for balcony plants. To get a wider foundation, he had to use his size 45 feet to tamp it down firmly. The shovel in Brother 4's hands moved with power. Soon, the 5-square-meter foundation was dug. Looking at the vibrant spring scenery all around, Brother 4 couldn't help but stop to enjoy it. After the foundation pit was ready, he could start building the shelter. First, he chose these dead tree trunks. Since they could no longer blossom into flowers, he'd use them to build his shelter. Living in the wild, bumps and scrapes are unavoidable. But luckily, there are berries everywhere in the mountains. More than one can eat at a glance. It's impossible to eat them all. Even mushrooms grow in abundance on the ground. After gathering enough logs, Brother 4 began building his beast shelter. He precisely measured the length of each log, then used his shadow war axe to sharpen them. He knew the different lengths of each post by heart. Arranging each one in an orderly fashion, he could hammer them into the ground one by one. After a few of his 3 steps, 1 flash, moves, all the foundation posts were completed. Because Brother 4 watches survival videos all year round, he has mastered building all sorts of fantastical shelters. First, he used a drill to bore through the posts, allowing him to use steel wire to create any shape he wanted. This process is somewhat similar to stacking wooden blocks. Combining the assembled parts, the process seems simple, but it's actually very difficult to do. It requires enough patience and some knowledge of physics. But to uphold his title of wilderness master, he's even more thrilled by this unconventional building method. Moreover, the entire frame is very sturdy. Even under a 100 kilograms load, it holds up perfectly. To make the beast shelter look more imposing, he made 2 separate ears, making the overall look more harmonious and symmetrical. Now the entire frame has reached an indestructible level of sturdiness. It must be said that Brother 4's building ideas are often unusual, but they seem to make sense, leaving viewers with a sense of vague bewilderment. Wanting to live long-term in the wild, the shelter's environment must be carefully designed. First, he used the relocated turf to cover the balcony area, then filled it in with the excavated soil, so everyone can see the whole process more visually. I've thoughtfully created a split screen for you. Finally, he used the twin-turbo human engine to compact the ground. After completing the basic frame, Brother 4 began the next stage of construction. He gathered the soil together. The soil here has a sticky, clay-like texture, making it a top choice for building walls. Just a few mixes and it becomes highly adhesive. Known as nature's strongest version of glue, it couldn't be more perfect for making walls. As for the shelter's fangs, of course, they required some thought. First, he used his black cleaver to carve out the fang shape, then used a drill to fix them in the mouth area. After finishing, he continued his work on the wall. However, the weather in the wild is always unpredictable, sometimes more volatile than a sister-in-law's temper. The weather turned foggy. It seemed like a storm was about to hit. Luckily, Brother 4 had finished the outer wall, and said his design could definitely withstand the storm. In the blink of an eye, the ground was covered in thick snow. To combat the harsh cold of the deep forest, he had to build himself a warm fireplace first. Fortunately, Brother 4 is a seasoned survivalist, so he never worries about resources. Building a fireplace is a piece of cake for him. As we speak, a cobblestone fireplace has appeared. When he lit a blazing fire, he found smoke billowing out like a burning city gate. He miscalculated, and almost smoked himself to death. He stared at his awesome shelter and thought for only 0.25 seconds before coming up with a solution. To allow the smoke to escape smoothly, he extended it into a wall-mounted chimney. But to not spoil the shelter's overall look, Brother 4 chose to have the smoke exit from the bear head's 2 nostrils. Then, he used an old iron sheet to make a door for the fireplace, and attached a handle as well. This way, he can control the fireplace's flame at any time. Next, quick as a flash, he made a wooden ladder. That's right, he's going to upgrade the exterior wall. Using a mix of hay and clay, not only can he increase the smoothness of the outer wall, but he can also effectively prevent rain erosion. With his upgrades, the entire bear head shelter looks even more lifelike. Next is creating the shelter's auxiliary facilities. This crooked old tree looks pretty good. Brother 4 liked it at first sight. He cut off a section weighing 150 kilograms, as he couldn't carry it if it were any longer. Although Brother 4 is well built, he still had to use a rope to pull it. Luckily, Brother 4 knows how to use trigonometric leverage, and moved all the wood here. But to live comfortably in the wild, a sturdy door is necessary. First, he used a chainsaw to take down trees one by one, to use as the door frame for the shelter, drilling holes on all four sides to join them, for 100 years of harmony. As for the door panel, Brother 4 still used logs instead. He sawed them into thick planks, which could be assembled into a solid door. After making sure there were no mistakes, he could nail the planks together. Next, he cut it in half to make a double door. He placed it and installed hinges where it met the doorframe. A perfect fit without a single gap. To prevent black bears from breaking in at night, he also installed a latch. Now, he just needs to plaster the inside, and the entire shelter is basically complete. For the shelter's eyes, he sealed them with glass, which both enhances the look and solves the lighting issue, killing two birds with one stone. Then, he brought in some logs. He placed them one by one inside the shelter, to support the bed frame. The off-the-ground design helps bid farewell to the risk of joint pain. To make the interior cleaner and tidier, Brother 4 picked up his chainsaw, and cut the logs into round slices, to be used for flooring. The gaps between the wood pieces are no problem. He just needs to fill in the crevices and it's okay. This way, it won't get muddy when he comes in on rainy days. After half an hour of his effort, the interior's beauty, like its exterior, was elevated several levels. Next, he placed the remaining planks on the bed frame, and nailed them down securely. Finally, he spread a soft yoga mat on top, and a very lovely solid wood bed was complete. The kind you lie on and never want to get up from. It's now ready for someone to move in. But as a man with high standards for living, Brother 4's creativity didn't stop there. He carved the logs into cross sections, and used a drill to connect them, forming a perplexing geometric frame. When he placed the wooden stick on top, I realized he was making a chair, and an ergonomically structured one at that. After finding the right height for his own comfort, he could fix it in place. Although there were no blueprints, the design is incredibly cool. But he had no intention of stopping. He assembled the logs he gathered at noon, added a partition in the middle, creating a relaxing coffee table that can also be used as multifunctional furniture like a bedside table. Oh my gosh, Brother 4 not only builds unconventional houses, but his carpentry skills are also top-notch. Everything is locally sourced, making full use of materials. Every detail carries his unique style, as well as the breadth of his love for life. After a short rest, he went on to make a few wall niches, where a pair of skilled hands can save the day. They can be used for placing decorations, and also effectively save space for daily necessities. Doesn't it look so fantastical? Sitting in the beast shelter he built with his own hands, living a leisurely, simple, and unpretentious life, nothing could be more comfortable. After a moment of lazy relaxation, Brother 4 prepared a sumptuous dinner for himself. In line with his middle-aged aura, he began to prepare his famous meat bone wellness tea. Sprinkle 205 grains of salt, add a pot of sweet spring water, and just place it in the fireplace to roast slowly. While at it, he added some healthy green vegetables. Indeed, a mix of meat and vegetables keeps you tireless. After waiting for 7 times 7, 49 minutes, he sprinkled in a pinch of saffron. Combined with his masterful cooking skills, he turned wilderness life into poetry and a distant dream. As night fell, Brother 4 lit the lights inside. The entire imposing shelter stood tall in the deep forest. Even nearby birds and beasts had to take a detour when they saw it. To be safe, he still bolted the door, letting his tired body relax for a while. In the quiet, dark night, he peacefully fell asleep,